certainly from a crypto perspective, it feels like there's some catching up to do, particularly in the realm of Bitcoin. I know we actually called pretty much the bottom, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, where we said 108, 109 would be the bounce spot.
That is why we have wireframe.
Exactly.
But there's other sort of positive narratives that are out there. I mean, didn't Trump at the weekend or Friday on Truth Social post something about the crypto age is here? It's basically the old financial system is going. Yeah. This is going to be part of the future, which is obviously what has also been surmised on a few streams that between us that we've been on. So what was we thought seems to be coming true, which is quite interesting in itself. So yeah, I can't remember. I think it was I'm sure it was on Friday.
Yeah, he's been talking about that. I know that's also been a topic on his list when he's gone and visited some of his some of the other countries to do deals with. And I mean, it's all a bit nuts. I'm still trying to make sense of just like where we are from a macro point of view, just because stuff doesn't make sense. I mean, because I mentioned in the Discord yesterday, we're seeing stuff that should theoretically, from an economic perspective, play out, but any sort of theoretical mechanisms are just being completely overridden by policy. I think obviously the beneficiaries of that are gold and crypto. It feels like there's a rush to flight for Bitcoin. I think there's some nice narratives coming out. I know from a initial narrative point of view, all of us who are UK citizens, the UK seems to be easing its war on crypto slightly, with the ability to now buy exchange traded notes from, I believe it's from tomorrow. Tomorrow it goes live.
ETFs as well traded, wasn't it? They were.
Yeah, I think there's still some. I think when I read an article, there's still some work on the ETFs to do, but you're allowed to do ETNs. I think there's a slight difference in. I think ETNs are just purely a tracking mechanism, but I know that anyone with their brokerage, there's now a little quiz to fill in to see if you are responsible enough or deemed responsible enough to trade crypto properly. I say properly, trade it within ISAs, but I mean, I personally, I'd have loved for this to have happened last year, because I'm currently sat now having to do bloody capital gains on stuff. If it had let me buy it inside an ISA last year, it would have been a lot more pleasant. But it's a step in the right direction, I think, and it'll be interesting to see if pension funds and people with SIPs and people with ISAs take this up.
Yeah, I think, like we said before, if the digital stablecoin is going to be the great savior of the US dollar long term, or even if it's not necessarily the US dollar, the actual just preserving the US's stranglehold over the reserve currency, everything finance-wise, pension funds, banks, will have to allocate a portion to digital currencies. Have to.
Yeah. It's it feels inevitable. What are your thoughts, Dave? Will you be buying Bitcoin inside of your ISA, or
no?
No.
No, I wouldn't. I won't be. I won't. I will probably in the future. Yeah, I wouldn't be adding any here and now, but I would probably just still buy the companies, because the companies have performed better than Bitcoin. So
yeah,
I would still, and I think that's going to be my strategy next cycle. We say next cycle, whatever happens between now and maybe another like 2-3 years, is just load up on Coinbase, MSTR, maybe a few of the others like Gemini,
Robinhood's been
Robinhood, yeah.
they're now also a gambling app. I read
Pretty much, yeah, just anything.
Yeah.
Anything that could basically be tied to Bitcoin, but obviously is a lot more. A lot more. I don't really know. I suppose it's just easier for maybe TradFi people just feel safer still buying the companies or whatever. I don't know what it is, but they perform better than Bitcoin still. So
Yeah,
as long as you
it's
get,
that tax wrapper as well. I think that tax wrapper is one of the key elements. Yeah, I mean Robinhood's nuts. That's one definitely that I'm annoyed I faded because they are now basically a stockbroker. You can do your options on there.
It's the everything app, isn't it? It's just the everything app.
Because of prediction markets now, they're putting prediction markets on there, so it's now also a gambling app that doesn't need a license to operate as a gambling app.
Yeah. Who was it? Oh, it was Webull, weren't it? That added Kalshi. What have they added?
I think they're adding their own, or they're adding a polymarket integration. It's one of the two. But that's now seen as like the way to get around. Obviously, the US gambling laws are a lot more stringent than they are in the rest of the world.
Yeah, it is interesting that as well because you could go on Polymarket now and bet Bitcoin to drop below 120k today, tomorrow, whatever. So you don't actually have to go on an exchange and place a trade now if you don't want. You just go on Polymarket and find whatever pool you want, which is it's obviously a nice loophole to have for whoever wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and there's been some more loosening of the regulations. I know that Bullish have now got a US license to serve US institutions along with providing options trading. So I know that they had some news last week. They pumped. I mean, that thing is. I've been sat on my spot bag of that thing whilst it's been fairly miserable. But they've now. I think they've got a load of partners on, including Wintermute, who it's to enable options trading of crypto for US institutions. So I think we're seeing that capital flow. I mean, I don't personally trade crypto options. I don't think either of you two do either, do you?
No. It is a big market though, isn't it? Like it is a big market. Like whenever they expire, it's always in the billions towards 10 billion or whatever is the figure I always see.
It's something I'm probably, if I'm sat on a big pile of Bitcoin in the bear market, I'll probably look into selling covered calls because that's quite a good way to earn income from it. But yeah, feels like the proliferation. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking pretty good. I'll flash a chart up.
Did you also say that there's more ETFs? Like no, we was talking about an ETF tracking top altcoin. I think there was something like 21 altcoins that were listed on one ETF, like Bouquet last week. I can't remember where I saw that.
Okay. I know the one that I wish was offered to UK investors that's really good is Vanek do one that's a mixture of on-chain assets and companies within the crypto ecosystem stocks. I think the ticker for that is Node, but that's quite good. I've been trying to track two of those, but it'll be interesting to see if that. I'd like to see those proper ETFs get rolled out in the UK. I don't think they will. The UK, considering we're still waiting for a way to actually buy just spot holdings is not there. But yeah, I mean this push up on Bitcoin is nuts, isn't it?
It's pretty impressive, but it's kind of. So I think as long as we hold around that 122, 123 on the daily, it will open up the next leg up, I would imagine.
Yeah, you can see they're just holding above that there. But where have you got your eyes on a potential retracement then? I know from my charts, I had something drawn out around this pocket here.
I think it really depends on how far it pushes in this next leg. So I have, it's quite a wide area, but I'm looking between 130 and 150. And it depends how deep we get into that. Let's have a look. You would probably come back and just basically retest 120-ish, wouldn't you? I'd imagine where we are
like
now.
this area here, this little pocket. Yeah. So I feel like there'll be a lot of people looking at this, hoping to get a fill in here or in here.
Well, the thing
on my other charts,
if you switch it to the weekly, it's pretty obvious where it's going to retest at some point. Quite a few sort of like equal highs on there. What's that? About 120? There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you've got there, haven't you?
I mean, it couldn't get much easier than that, right? To spot a level to retest.
Yeah, especially when you've obviously got the tops there, but you've got a nice little weekly level below there at 117, which basically just creates this nice little zone.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty strong. It was a pretty strong move, though. I think it was one that I thought from a market making perspective was genius, because the amount of people I saw looking for 105 and below, looking at the obvious gaps, and it comes back to what we've been saying on here over and over and over. When you've got this upward cycle, is they tease the gap and then go. And it was because you saw it here. Here you can see teased this gap, didn't get, left the people here waiting, went here, came up, left the people here waiting, teased, gone. Here, left the people here, teased and waiting, gone. So
yes, I was still
semi-cautious
and thinking we might sweep the lows of was it like 1st of September as a potential, but now where we've closed, as long as we hold the levels. But my initial chart that obviously I shared with my nearest and dearest played out to almost perfection. It was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect, isn't it? And you can see there's a really nice level there at 108, 139.
Well, if you look to the left of that, so where this kind of, you look at how wicky that kind of area is there, around above 100 grand.
Yeah.
That is going to be used as fuel at some point. So whether that's the move down, or whether that's or when we finally get to bear market territory, that will be used, or potentially to dip into for your supply, your demand for ripping higher.
Yeah,
I still don't discount
there's a
it.
lot there.
It's definitely a point of interest. That whole kind of from 90 up to 110 area is just stuffed full of.
Yeah, you can see it. The amount that's in there, in here, it's it's pretty biblical.
And
what are you? What that?
And contrary to what a lot of other people will say, you do not need heat maps to know where liquidity is. A, they are spoofed hell. And B, look at candles. It tells you the whole story.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think from a liquidity perspective, that people say, "Oh, it needs to sweep this downside." I think, to be honest, a lot of the liquidity is just coming from the amount of money that is currently being printed. Like, it feels like there is enough fuel being added externally that you don't need these big moves. And I think some of these big moves will be protected.
But it's not even that much. If you look in comparison to gold, it's not
tiny.
really
Tiny.
It's literally change you find out of the sofa kind of thing. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But I believe from the people I know that have connections to lots of money, this money's all been sitting on the sidelines since COVID. So
Yeah.
it's not just suddenly new money that will be used as well, but there is plenty just sitting there ready to go. As soon as the button pushers want to send something,
Yeah, they go.
Yeah.
They go. And it feels like the train is now leaving the station.
Elvis has left the building.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up and let Dave talk, say something into it now.
Yeah, go on, Dave. Give us your thoughts.
You don't want that. You don't want that. What do you want my thoughts on?
I don't know. Bitcoin, life, general. No, where do you see the next move for Bitcoin? Do you see it continuing to plow higher up into sort of that 130, 150 range?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see it pulling back to?
Well, it should do, because each time we've broke out of these consolidation ranges, we've then had continuous green candles. So if you go back and have a look at the last couple of times on the weekly, each time we've broke out of consolidation, it's been followed by, pretty much just relentless green candles. Like, that one minus that little week in the middle there, that was obviously just 5 weeks of up. So we should do after, especially because really, if you go back and look at the time that we're in now, the last one was a bit shit, wasn't it? Like, we only broke from, what did we break from? We went like, what, 10K
We broke from
higher,
100,
yeah. The last one wasn't really that exciting. It was basically just one week, and then that was it. So you would imagine that this one may be a bit more ferocious. Like, look at the candle now. So we've obviously broken out on the weekly. So you don't really obviously want to go back in.
Yeah, it's a mega
going
candle.
higher.
The one from like 70k, that kind of bottom there, was a 50% move, I think it was. Just measuring the moves up. So when was it? April 1?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think it's weird because of obviously the timing, because we could get the full expansion before we even go into November. So November could literally just be ranging on Bitcoin and alt pumping, and then kind of, obviously typical December sell off, bleed into the new year, where which may catch a lot of people off guard, because a lot of people may not expect Bitcoin to kind of top out for the year in October, and maybe that's what kind of gets people off guard, because even if alts start pumping in November and stuff, people will probably get greedy thinking that Bitcoin's to do another leg because we're still in Q4.
Yeah.
But we could just have all the Bitcoin action done and dusted by the end of October, and then, move over to alts in November.
Yeah. Or we see a horrendous crash, and we see that sort of renaissance. I'm also of the persuasion that
cook everyone into this next phase of expansion and just ruin it.
just take everyone up here, wreck them down here.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams crushed, and then bang, back up. That would be biblical.
Yeah. I tell you what, wait, a little bit off topic, but just a quick question. On 212, what ETF issuer do you go with for your Nvidia short, for your 3x short? Does it matter?
I think it's Granite Share, but it's all the same.
Because the only one I was looking at was on the SNV3 one. That says -3x, where the rest of them just say 3x short. I don't know whether I don't know what the difference is, or if there's any.
Should be relatively the same. Yeah. For those unaware, Dave and I are currently shorting the
Mag 7, I'm going
building shorts on the Mag 7.
Yeah, I'm going in with my first hit today. So I just want to play that up before I went in on it.
Might be a brave move, but my my stock portfolio is fucking nuts. I wish I'd stuck to stocks more than crypto. I've had so much better success.
You'd be retired.
Honestly, like
Never mind. Full time crypto / trading. You'd be retired.
My 1 year ISA return is 300%. Oh, but yeah, I mean, Bitcoin does look pretty good. How about so from a scenario perspective, I think we're sort of looking
Aligned.
potentially down here and then into here, and then I'd love to see some hopes and dreams smashed and then go. That would be the best candle ever, wouldn't it? Straight down 2 weeks, consolidate, let everyone short it thinking the dreams are over, and then bang back up.
I think you need, it depends, timeline wise. We're going to have the run up first, right? For sure. And then we want a big consolidation range, I'd imagine. And that's where you're going to get your all. But I'm not sure. Then we're going to have the last, at the end of, it won't be the end of this year, sorry. It'll be like Q1 is probably where you get the final leg. But it's not, we're not. I mean, obviously, a lot of people thought we would be done in October. Clearly, that's not happened.
It's dragged on. I'll tell you what, I can't wait until. I'm looking forward to the fun. I don't want to wish it all away. I can't wait for the cycle to finish and just like have a few months of doing nothing, because it's been the most tiring cycle I think I've ever had. It's been pretty nuts, hasn't it?
Yeah. Where do you stand on ETH?
I was about to. I can't forget about Ethereum. I mean, I quite like it. I think so. I've got some fresh stream charts up, so I'll do our usual annotations. But we said previously, didn't we, that it would be held inside this previous cycle range?
Yeah. Because we said about the candle constructions and wiki.
As we can see there, back test all the way across. I like it. It's been really strong. Obviously, you had that flush down there where everyone thought that was it. That's the end. ETH is going down here, and we've had this really strong push up. I think the next challenge is: do we break that 5K?
Just looking at it, I think we're gonna we might get a pullback soon. Not deep, but around about that midline you've got on that chart.
Yeah,
round about there, and then I think we catapult from there. And I think that happens within the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, that makes sense. Tease some of this, build some shorts, and then bang up through. And then where do you see this? I know we're in price discovery, so it's where do you see the next move taking ETH to?
Well, I have a TP zone that's a bit higher, so I think you could see anything from, and I appreciate this is a large zone. I can see anywhere between 7 and 10,000 before the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would. So what was this move up here? So this move from the April lows to where we are, that's a 200% move. Yeah, so about 100% move. So it's basically sort of this, another one of these moves.
Yep.
Yeah, because if we look this there, yeah, it's about 90%.
But the good news is, so if you look on the daily, you've got that. You've got from probably the 29th of August to 10th of September. That kind of little range.
Yeah.
That again, that candle construction, that area, that is your juice to send this puppy higher. If you dip into that, I would suggest bidding. Not financial advice, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a beautiful liquidity pocket, isn't it? You see size of the candles in there.
Yeah. That is.
And it would, and it would make sense as to what we've previously said if it comes to here, and because you'd leave. I imagine if it came down, you'd have a lot of people looking at that gap, and that gap.
Oh, and sweeping
that
below and all of that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
structurally, it looks about the right place for me.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Nice little. As you can see, we're pushing into and clearing some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
Take it down, and then bang.
And obviously, the clearing validation. If you close below that what is it, the 3,800 ish, close below there, it's invalid.
Yeah.
It's just.
And then you'd be looking for sweeps around here and potentially here.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
you was going to long it from around about that area. I mean, it's a decent RR.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I reckon 500x from there. See it high and let it fly.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think everything's playing out, and I think from a market making perspective, it doesn't make sense to let ETH fall down here, particularly when you're trying to accumulate.
Well, the thing is that they're not. They need to defend their positions, right?
Yeah.
There will be people, institutions, and market makers and stuff that will want to push the price lower. Fine, and the bulls have worked hard to get the price to a very key zone. Again, that has been detailed many times on this stream. To clearly serve as serve the purpose. They're not just going to give that up to allow it to fall away. Liquidate below it, fine, but close, no chance.
No. What are your thoughts on ETH, Dave?
Yeah, probably gets that big explosive breakout, done it once Bitcoin's done. That's what we typically see. So let Bitcoin do its thing. It will obviously it's dragging ETH up slowly, but then once Bitcoin obviously starts to level off, then it will probably be pretty aggressive. Because it's obviously yet to properly break its high as well.
It's going to do it with violence.
It will be relentless.
Well, ETH always moves violently. I think ETH always moves a lot more violently than you see Bitcoin. Like that move there, violent.
Yeah,
that one's pretty violent.
And the thing is as well, as soon as it breaks the high, all treasury companies, are going to start getting noisy again and probably start feeding the bid.
Feeding the machine.
Yeah, Tom Lee's probably got a couple billion just waiting to probably just send it as soon as it properly, let the market do the hard work, and then he'll probably just start feeding to send it fully up.